two of them have TVs. for county criminal arraignment.
Buenos días, están aquí hoy para el día inicial de la lectura de cargos.
In a few minutes, I will call you up individually and let you know what your charges are.
En unos minutos los voy a llamar individualmente y les voy a dejar saber los cargos en su contra.
The state will make you an offer, and if you wish to accept that offer, I can take your plea and you will be done.
La fiscalía les hará una oferta. Si ustedes desean aceptar esta oferta, puede aceptar su declaración y entonces ustedes habrán terminado.
If, however, you need more time to think about it or wish to speak with an attorney, I am happy to pass your case for you to do that.
Sin embargo, si necesitan más tiempo para pensarlo, con gusto puedo pasar su caso con un abogado de la defensa pública para que platiquen con ellos.
If you do decide to enter a plea, you need to understand that you are giving up the following rights.
Si sí deciden entrar a la declaración hoy, tienen que entender que están renunciando a los siguientes derechos.
The right to a trial, where the state would have to prove that you are guilty.
El derecho de llevar su caso a juicio, donde la fiscalía tendrá que comprobar su culpabilidad.
And if for any reason you are in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation.
Y si por algún motivo están en el país ilegalmente, cualquier declaración puede afectar su estatus migratorio hasta incluir la deportación.
At this time, if you can all stand and raise your right hand to be placed under oath, please.
Si se ponen de pie para tomar su juramentación.
Do you swear or affirm that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Juran decir la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Yes, please be seated.
Ya se pueden ir.
Lorena, would you like me to take your cases first?
You can just go down the list.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Carlos Acosta,
Entered into a DPA.
Cleophas Archie. If you are on the Zoom, go ahead and mute, and when I call your name, I'll ask you to unmute. Mr. Archie, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. So you're with us for an improper registration. Have you gotten that fixed?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I got everything needed. It's
Good.
just
Can you?
bad time.
Yes, sir. Can you show that to the state for me? Mr. Shepherd, good morning. If you'll go ahead and mute until I call your case, please.
Yes.
Thanks, sir. Of course, she made it. I didn't get the intake on it until this morning, but yeah. Let me see. Am I still 6269? No, how many are on this
They will
document?
offer DPA.
So, Mr. Archie, they are offering you a deferred prosecution agreement. What that means is they're probably going to ask you to pay a reduced fine. If you agree to that, pay the fine, they'll drop the charges.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Uh, Sounds good, right?
It's all
Have a seat behind them and they'll go over that contract with you, okay? Marvin Bainbridge? Denon Benjamin? I'm sorry, how many?
So you're on 6-2, you got 52, on 6-9, you got 37.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Benjamin, you're with us for driving with an expired license. Have you been able to get that fixed?
Not yet.
Okay. Does the state have an offer?
An adjudication of guilt, $300 in court costs, and show proof of a valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days.
Yes.
Tell me your name and date of birth.
Then on Benjamin, September 14, 1993.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea that were previously announced by the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I will accept your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty, give you 90 days to pay $300 in cost, and if eligible, show proof of a good license to the clerk. The deputy will need to take your prints on this case, and you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joshua Bergeron. Tristan Bollock. I'm just going to skip all the minors in possession, right? Okay. Andrew Byrne with Ms. Tringus. Good morning. Sir, did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Your Honor, we'd like to hear what the state's offer is in this case.
A withhold of adjudication, $622 in court costs, complete the batterer's intervention program, 11 months and 29 days on probation, and no contact with the victim.
Your Honor, my client will plead not guilty.
All right, sir, your next court date is going to be June 2nd, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Balin Carter,
Was that June 2nd or 7th?
second, right?
Yes.
June 2nd, yeah, 2nd. Okay. Balin Carter,
Oh, he entered into a DPA.
okay.
Or actually, sorry, the state will no pros count 1 for showing proof of valid driver's license.
Okay, so count 1 on mine is an insurance violation.
Oh, thank
So
you.
you're not processing the driver's license charge?
Yes, Your Honor. And can we put him back on the docket for next week?
Yes. You want like another arraignment docket?
Yes, please.
Okay.
My apologies on that one.
Okay, so May 20th, the clerk is going to have to send a new notice for him.
Count 2 still being no prost.
We good? Okay. Adam Cassis? Froilan de la Cruz? Erica Edwards? Oh, de la Cruz? Erica, you can go ahead and stand up here, but let me handle this first. Buenos dias, señores. Buenos dias. Sir, you were with us for improper backing. The fine is $163. But if you accept responsibility today, I would withhold the points from your license, and you would just have to pay the fine. Do you wish to accept that offer, or would you like to have a hearing with the officer?
How's that?
So the officer would have to come in and testify and prove that you were the one who backed up improperly. If you wish to have that hearing, I can set your case, and those would be done via Zoom.
Can I just pay?
Yeah? You want to,
I'll just pay today.
okay. Tell me your name and date of birth.
Froilan Eduardo de la Cruz, 10/11/99.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Sir, I will accept your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the points and give you 90 days to pay the fine of $163. The deputy will give you a pay slip, so you can take that to the clerk and pay today. De nada, señor. Ms. Edwards? Good morning.
Good morning.
So Erica, you're with us today for driving on a suspended license, an insurance violation, and improper registration to the state.
In adjudication of guilt, $300 in court costs, show proof of valid driver's license, registration, and insurance.
Okay.
May I just get, like, continued to like next week to get the right?
So I can't continue it to next week. I'm happy to continue your case. You're gonna try to talk to an attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need the application for the public defender?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's the application. You fill that out, turn it into the clerk at the end of the hall. They will let you know if you qualify, and if so, you can make your appointment. Your next court date is gonna be June 2nd, so make sure you return to court on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
Tasha Urban?
Your Honor, we did file a motion to withdraw of Ms. Urban's.
Okay, for a conflict?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I will grant the public defender's motion to withdraw. So that means I need to appoint regional conflict counsel. So
Okay.
you will have a new attorney.
Okay.
Your next court date, Ms. Urban, will be June 2nd. In the meantime, get up with the attorneys at RCC and they will get started on your case.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Raymond and Ms. Tringus, make sure I get that order so I can properly do paperwork. Raymond Fair. Sean Fedon. Good morning. Sir, you're with us today for improper registration. Have you been able to get that taken care of?
It was a dealership car, and I didn't put the tag on it before driving it, and yeah, I got it fixed.
Okay, do you work at the dealership?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't put the like dealer temporary
Yeah,
tag?
it's like a magnet we stick on it. I didn't do it.
Okay. To the state?
The state will no pross 25 CT 828.
Okay, your case is dismissed.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Abigail Fife, nope, we're skipping her. Nelly Flores Lopez,
DPA, Your Honor.
Dimas Flores Romero. Buenos dias, señor. Sir, you are with us today for two cases,
Está aquí por los casos.
operating a vehicle without a valid license
Licencia válida
and also speeding.
y también por manejar
We will first discuss the no valid license case, okay?
de no licencia.
It's to the state.
A withhold of adjudication, $300 in court costs, and show proof of a valid driver's license or eligibility within 90 days.
Would you like to accept that, sir?
I could, but I just don't have a license. I can't get one.
Okay, so my order will say show proof of a license or eligibility.
Muestra licencia
We would like you to try to obtain a license. If you're not eligible and cannot, it will not be a violation of the court.
No violaría la corte. Yeah, because I can't.
Okay. Would you like to accept the offer otherwise?
De la fiscalía. I can pay. Yes.
Okay, tell me your name and date of birth.
Dimas Ariel Flores, 01 del 18 del 98.
Dimas Ariel Flores, 01/18, 98.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Medicamento.
Nothing.
Do you understand the rights that you're waiving by entering this plea that were previously announced by the court?
Se anunciaron en esta corte. Correct.
I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication and give you 90 days to pay $300 in costs, and if eligible, show proof of a good license to the clerk. I will also merge and dismiss the speeding ticket, so you do not have to worry about paying that. But here's what I need you to know. If you do not have a license, you cannot drive. If you obtain more of these charges, the law requires mandatory jail time. I really hate putting people in jail for driving, so please, let's avoid that situation, okay? The deputy will take your prints and you'll be good to go. Abraham Flores. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Mr. Flores, you are with us for an insurance violation to the state. Do you need an interpreter or no?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Those states offer DPA.
So, Mr. Flores, they're offering you a deferred prosecution agreement. If you successfully complete whatever they're asking you to do, they would then dismiss the charge against you. Are you interested in that?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I got insurance now and everything.
Okay. Have a seat in that front row and they'll talk to you about that agreement. Thelma Garcia. Good morning, ma'am. Ms. Garcia, you're with us today for trespassing. What is that paperwork you have?
It's just medical records that at the moment I wasn't taking my meds.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna hear the offer from the state. If you want to accept it, great. If you want some more time to work with an attorney, I'm happy to pass your case for you to do that, okay?
Accept, I guess, I believe. I don't know what's gonna be the case.
Well, don't accept it. You gotta hear the
Okay.
whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, to the state?
Withhold of adjudication, $270 in court costs, and no trespassing at the Walmart on 748 Beale Parkway, Fort Walton Beach.
So what that means, so this is a criminal charge. When they withhold the adjudication, it stays on your record, but it doesn't show conviction. But it also doesn't come off. It's a weird Florida thing. You would have to pay court costs of $270, and I would give you 3 months to do that, but you cannot go back to the Walmart in Fort Walton for a full year. So that's the offer. If you want to accept, great. If you want to talk to an attorney, I'm happy to pass your case for you to do that.
Accept.
Okay, tell me your name and date of birth.
It's Thelma M. Garcia,
Date of birth.
030582.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea that were previously announced by the court?
Yes.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication and give you 90 days to pay $270 in cost. I will also order you not to trespass back at the Walmart in Fort Walton for 1 year. The deputy is going to give you a pay slip, so all that'll be in writing for you.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right, Katrina Garwood. Morning. Ms. Garwood, you're with us today for a petty theft charge to the state.
Withhold of adjudication, $270 in court costs, complete the shoplifter's awareness course, 6 months probation, and no trespassing at the Walmart on 15017 Emerald Coast Parkway, Destin. Restitution of $33.10 to Walmart.
Okay. Ms. Garwood, would you like to accept that probation offer, or do you want some time to talk to an attorney?
I'll accept.
Okay, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Katrina Garwood, the 25th of July, this 25th, 74.
Are you under the influence of any drugs,
No, ma'am.
alcohol, or medication? Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up those rights that were previously announced by the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I will accept your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication and place you on probation for 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
During that time, you must complete the shoplifter's awareness course, pay $270 in court costs, and restitution to Walmart in the amount of $33.10. You may not trespass back at the Walmart in Destin. That's good for a full year.
Yes, ma'am.
The deputy will need to take your prints, and then you'll step to this front row, and probation will meet with you to get started. Ethan Glover. Corey Groves. Morning.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good. Mr. Groves, you get a good license yet?
I did, 2 days after, yes ma'am.
All right, you want to show that to the state?
I lost it in a kayaking accident. I flipped over in my kayak and lost my wallet last weekend. I haven't made it to DMV to get a new one, but I do have a valid driver's license. I do have my ID card with me.
All right, can we look up his license and David real fast? Just let me look it up in the
Yes,
system to
ma'am.
confirm.
Thank you.
Did you get hurt?
No,
Okay,
just roll it over.
you weren't at Crab Island, were you?
No, absolutely not.
Because that current will jack you up.
Right.
Okay, his license is valid.
The state will offer withhold of adjudication, $300 in court costs, and show proof of a valid driver's license within 90 days, and no action on failure to appear.
Okay, so Mr. Groves, if you want to accept that offer, the court will take notice that your license is valid. We prove that in court. It looks like you paid a $300 cash bond to get out of jail, which
Yes,
would
ma'am.
cover those court costs. So you would be done with everything today.
Awesome.
You wanna do
I
that?
accept, yes ma'am.
Tell me your name and date of birth.
Corey Groves, 3/25/1986.
Are you under the influence of any, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No ma'am.
And do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea that were previously announced by the court?
I do.
Okay, I'll accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication and give you 90 days to pay $300 in costs and show proof of a good license to the court. However, the court does take judicial notice of a good license as proven in court today, and I will ask the clerk to apply the cash bond to the court cost. The state has announced no action on the FTA, so you are good to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
So I don't need to go pay any court costs to the courthouse?
That cash bond will cover everything, right? Yep, nope, you're good.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Mason. Have a good day.
You too. Grace Gidry. Grace. Velma Hare. Teresa Henderson. Charlotte Hilliard. Where's all my H's at? Nathan Housden. Alexander Hyde. He's a minor musician. Samarius Jackson. Christian Geronimo Garcia. Kaylee Jones. Okay. It's always the middle of the day.
It's that full line.
I know, right? Hi, Ms. Jones.
Hi.
So you're with us today for an insurance violation. Have you been able to get that fixed?
Yes, ma'am, I got it that same day
Okay.
while the cop was still there.
Oh, sweet. Can you, do you have it on your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show it to the state?
Oh, you got it the same day.
Yeah.
The state will no frost 25 CT 881 due to showing proof of valid insurance.
All right, your case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nathan Lawrence. Valdemar Lopez Lopez. Yower Lopez Lopez. Henry Madrigal. Where is everybody?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
I mean, Moises Mendez Hernandez. Juan Moreno Estrada.
Entered into a DPA.
Johnny Pasquale. Oh, thank you. Morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
Sir, you're with us today for possession of more than one valid driver's license. I'm impressed you have more than one. Usually people have a hard time getting.
Yes, I do contract work, and I thought I lost the Florida.
You gotta make sure you keep your hands out of your pocket.
I thought I lost the Florida one, but it was in my car, so when I was searching my car out, it showed up,
Okay,
and I forgot I didn't forget, but I couldn't find it.
I got you. Does the state have an offer?
Withhold of adjudication, $300 in court costs, and show proof of one valid driver's license.
Did they take one of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just show proof of the one you have and pay $300 in 90 days, and that is the offer from the state? Do you wish to accept?
Yeah, I'll
Okay. Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Johnny Adrian Pascual, December 9, 1991.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea that were previously announced by the court?
Yes.
I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication and give you 90 days to pay $300 in court costs to the clerk and also show them your one good license. Is this Prince TJ or no? So deputy will give you a pay slip so you'll have it all in writing.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mario Pinello? Morning, sir.
Morning.
You're with us today for a trespassing charge
Yes.
to the state.
Withhold of adjudication, $270 in court costs, and no trespassing at Doratus Partners vacant office buildings, 51 3rd Street, Palomar, Florida.
Sir, would you like to accept that? Or no?
I believe so. It was just a fine.
So it's a criminal charge, so it'll stay on your record. The withhold of adjudication means it stays on your record, but it doesn't count as a conviction. You would have to pay court costs of $270, and you cannot return to 51 3rd Street in Shalimar, Florida. Trespass order is good for 1 year.
All right.
You don't have to say it today. You can talk to an attorney if you want.
It's not gonna do any good.
Okay, so you wish to accept?
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Mario Pontello, November 5th, 1971.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Just nicotine, caffeine, Benadryl, and Advil.
Okay. Is that combination affecting your ability to understand what's happening today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand by entering this plea, you give up those rights that were previously announced by the court?
Yes.
I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will withhold the adjudication, give you 90 days to pay $270 in court costs, and you may not trespass at 51 3rd Street in Shalimar for 1 year. Deputy will give you a pay slip, so it's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Justin Price? Morning. Hi.
Hey,
Mr. Price, you're with us for driving with an expired license. Have you been able to get that fixed?
no ma'am, Your Honor, I gotta get up to Colorado to fix that.
Oh, it's in Colorado?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does the state have an offer?
The state's offer would be a DPA.
So a DPA is a deferred prosecution agreement. If you successfully complete whatever they're asking of you, they'll then dismiss the charge against you. Interested in that?
Yes, ma'am.
Sweet. Have a seat behind the state and they'll go over it. Dane Reinhardt?
It's on Zoom, I believe.
Present, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Mr.
Good
Reinhardt,
morning, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You're with us today for leaving the scene of an accident to the state.
A withhold of
Correct.
adjudication, $303 in court costs, complete the basic driver's improvement course, and 6 months probation, and early term upon completion of all the terms.
All right. So, Mr. Reinhardt, what they're offering you is to be placed on probation for 6 months. I'm gonna guess you don't live in state, or certainly not.
Correct.
Okay. So it would be phone-in, mail-in probation, during which
Okay.
time you would have to pay $303 in court cost, and then complete the basic driver improvement course. That is an online Florida program. It's 4 hours. I think it's $45. And once you showed proof of those two things being completed, the state would, or the probation could terminate early.
Okay.
Would you like to
I
accept
accept.
that? Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can put your hand down, tell me your name and date of birth.
Dane Franklin Reinhardt, 1/27/1986.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up your right to a trial where the state would have to prove that you are guilty?
I do.
And if for any reason you're in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation?
I do.
Sir, I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will place you on probation, I will withhold the adjudication and place you on probation for 6 months, during which time you must pay $303 in court costs and complete the basic driver improvement course. Upon completion of these terms, your probation may terminate early. Do you have a pen?
I have my phone available. I can write something down.
I'm gonna give you a phone number for probation. I need you to call them today so they can get you started, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
850-398-4600.
850-398-4600.
Yes, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and you're good to go, Mr. Reinhardt. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too. Felicia Ritter. Marvin Rodriguez Gomez. Mr. Shepherd, also on the Zoom. Can you go ahead and, Dane, you can log off if you want. Mr. Shepherd, do you know how to unmute for me? There,
I got
okay.
it.
All right, so Mr. Shepherd, you're with us today for obtaining property communication under $300. Does the state have an offer?
Adjudication of guilt, $270 in court costs, 11 months and 29 days on probation. Complete the anti-theft course and restitution to the victim for $35.
To, who's the victim?
Cassia, Kassiya, Side, Cidae, Clark.
Is that a person?
That's a person.
Not a business? Okay. All right, so Mr. Shepherd, they're offering you an adjudication of guilt, a year of probation, during which time you must complete an anti-theft course, pay restitution to Cassia Sade Clark, and $270 in court costs. This would be a conviction on your record. Do you want to accept or take some time to speak with an attorney?
I need to speak with an attorney. This is from 2022. I don't even know what this is about.
Okay. Do you need the public defender appointed? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
I've already filled out the paperwork.
You already filled out the paperwork?
Yes, Monday morning.
Okay. So I haven't seen that yet. I need you to check back with the clerk to make sure they've approved it. And then you can make I will go ahead and appoint the public defender provisionally. And your next court date will be June 9th. So
He's been declared not eligible.
So the clerk has, wait, hold on, let me say the whole thing. The clerk has declared you not indigent for purposes of the public defender, which means I cannot appoint them at this time.
That's incomplete, sorry.
It was declared that way because it was incomplete. So I need you to go back online and complete the whole thing.
Online or I came inside and filled out the paper. I'm on SSI, so I don't know what I didn't fill out.
I don't either, to be honest with you. Okay, so let me back up again. I will provisionally appoint the public defender. You need to go online. The application is online at OkaloosaClerk.com and fill it out again. Or you might want to call the clerk's office and see if somebody can tell you what you missed.
They told me I had to come inside and fill it out. I actually came all the way out to Crestview and filled it out inside of the courthouse.
All right, hold on. What's up, Jake?
He didn't fill out how much his income is.
I guess the part you left blank is how much your income is.
I don't have any, it's just the SSI.
So it's, how much SSI do you get?
I get 940 something, and it's not even enough to pay all my bills.
No, I get it, but $940 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do me a favor, Mr. Shepherd, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that everything you just told me was the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, it might be off by maybe $4 or $5. I think it's like $947 or something like that.
So do you swear that it's less than $1,000 a month?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. The court does find that Mr. Shepherd is indigent for purposes of the public defender, and I will appoint the public defender. Okay, that means you need to call the public defender's office, make an appointment with Molly Yeski. She's gonna be your attorney, and you can talk to her about everything that's going on, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shepherd. Your next court date's June 9th, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. Zachary Simmons? Morning, sir. Mr. Simmons, you're with us today for two cases. One is the criminal case of leaving the scene of an accident and reckless driving. The other is a civil citation for speeding. So we'll talk about the criminal case first, okay?
Yes,
All right, so does the state have an offer?
The state has no offer at this time, Judge.
Okay. So usually what would happen is if they make an offer, I'll merge and dismiss the civil speeding, but since they don't have an offer today, I'm just gonna continue your case for them to track together.
Yes,
Okay. Do you need me to appoint an attorney, or are you gonna hire one?
appoint an attorney.
Okay. So, Mr. Simmons, I'm going to provisionally appoint the public defender's office. This is Ms. Yeski, and she'll be your attorney.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
We talked briefly before.
Oh, you already talked? Okay, good.
That's weekly? Yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure I'm
Okay, ma'am.
tracking.
have to turn it into the clerk, so stay there 1 second. If you don't mind, Mr. Simmons, I'm gonna write your case number on this, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So. So you left out a part you're definitely gonna wanna fill out, which is, I have a total amount of liabilities and debts. So like how much you, here you go, you right here. How much you pay in bills every month, kind of thing. So when you finish filling that out, turn it into the clerk at the end of the hall. They make the initial determination if you qualify. If they say you don't, you can ask for the court to review it.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Ms. Shesky is appointed for now, until we get that application.
Yes, ma'am.
So your next court date with me will be June 9th at 9 a.m.,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And I'll see you back on that day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But turn that in while you're here, just so you can get it done. At 9 a.m. But they give you like 90 days to pay, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
They give you 90 days to pay.
Okay, because I was under the impression that if I came to court, that there was a separate charge that I wouldn't have to pay.
That is incorrect.
Okay. Do you know the website for?
We can have, one of the legal assistants email it to you. Let me confirm that I have your email address.
Where are you from, Ms. Steinmetz?
I'm originally from California, but I go to school at Tulane, New Orleans.
Excellent, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary Paige, what is your email address?
I think the one I gave was M Steinmetz, STEINMETZ, and then it'd be at tulane.edu. So TULANE.edu.
So Mary Paige, look, I don't want to give you any advice here, but maybe not go through the school email. Do you have like a personal Gmail? Or
Yeah, we'll email you.
Yeah. It would be Mary Paige, MaryPaige, and then it's Steinmetz, STEINMETZ @gmail.com.
All right, let me read that back to you. MaryPaigeSteinmetz @gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. We'll have we'll have someone from the office email you a copy of that DPA.
All right,
Okay.
so here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna give you what's called a control date of June 9th. When they email you this agreement, if you like it, you wanna do it, fill it out, send it back to the state attorney's office, and they will file it with the clerk. And then you don't have to come to court. But if for any reason you don't wanna do that, you have to return to court on June 9th. Okay? Whatever they're asking you to do, make sure you get it done in the time frame. Otherwise, you'll have to come back to court again for failing to comply, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yes, sir?
It's Michael Sweat. He was the only one on the list left.
Mr. Sweat? Thank you for showing up, first of all. A lot of
Thank you
people
for
chose not to.
rescheduling, Your Honor.
You're with us today for a battery charge to the state.
A withhold of adjudication, $622 in court costs, complete an anger management course, and no contact with the victim, and be placed on 6 months probation.
I'd have to plead no guilty.
Okay. Do you need the application for the public defender? Are you gonna hire somebody?
I think I'll have to hire somebody.
Okay. We'll see you back on June 9th. In the meantime, whoever you hire, make sure you give them that court date so they can be present, okay? Thank you.
Yes, please.
Do you have a case, ma'am, sir, no?
There was a warrant issue for him on June 27th.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yesterday, I told him to come to court today.
Is he the one that's not on the docket? Yes.
Would you like the case number, Your Honor?
Yeah, just let me get logged into the clerk screen real fast. Okay, what's that case number?
It's case number 24CT2934.
Thank you. Did I recall this KPS already?
No, Your Honor, that's why he's here today. He did show me a certificate of completion where he was in Recovery Bay.
Okay.
So if we can recall the KPS.
I will recall the KPS. And sir, I'm gonna put your case on June 2nd so that the attorneys have time to get all the paperwork and we'll go from there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, congratulations on that completion.
I appreciate you. Thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely. Good on that, Mr. Clerk? All right. Is this Mr. Gotro?
It is.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. All right, Ms. Trini.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here today on two cases, 25 MM 254, which is a VOP, and 25 MM 1219. We'd like to hear what the offer is in 25 MM 1219.
For 25 MM 1219, it would be an adjudication of guilt, $270 in court costs, and no trespassing at 51 Berwick Circle, Shalimar.
Okay. If I may have one moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client is ready to handle these two cases. In 25 MM 1219, he will plead no contest and accept the state's offer, and we would ask for a $100 cost of defense.
I'm assuming no action on the FTA?
No action on the FTA.
Okay. Yes, ma'am, on the other?
And on the other, Your Honor, my client will admit the VOP. And JCS's recommendation was an adjudication of guilt, $50 violation of probation fee, $50 cost of prosecution fee, and would that be a $50 cost of defense, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And revoke and terminate probation, waive non-monetary requirements, monetary requirements to collections, and serve 60 days in the Okaloosa County Jail with credit for all time served.
All right, that's the state's agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down, tell me your name and date of birth.
My name is Clifton Gotro. My birthday is 5/4/90, or May 4th, 1990.
Happy birthday. It's a little late, but
Yes, May the 4th be with you.
yeah, may the fourth be with you. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up the right to a trial where the state would have to prove that you were guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
And if for any reason you're in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have you had enough time to talk to your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
All right, sir, I will accept your admission as freely and voluntarily entered. I will revoke and terminate your probation, waiving non-monetary requirements and sending monetary requirements to collections. You will be adjudicated guilty and sentenced to 60 days in the county jail with credit for time served, and upon release have 90 days to pay a $50 violation of probation fee, $50 cost of prosecution, and $50 cost of defense. In 25 MM 1219, I will accept that plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and give you 90 days from release to pay $270 in court costs and $100 cost of defense. You may also not trespass at 51 Berwick Circle in Shalimar. That is good for a full year.
Berwick.
Berwick.
Oh, Berwick Circle, sorry. And no action on the FTA. So you're good to go.
Anthony Kraus.
Okay, you're
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. With a K?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kraus.
Judge, if I could just have one brief moment, Mr. Krause.
Yep. Why are there so many motions? Oh, yeah, maybe.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Anthony Krause before the court on case number 22 CT 2725. He's charged with a violation of probation, Your Honor, and JCS's recommendation is currently 60 days incarceration for failing to obtain a valid driver's license and failing to pay what the clerk's site reflects as $450. Judge, as I'm sure you're aware, oftentimes we announce that defendants are required as a term of driving while license suspended charges or no valids to obtain a valid driver's license or make a good faith attempt to do so.
Right.
The clerk's minute sheet doesn't accurately encapsulate that latter part of that term. It just
The
says.
if eligible part?
Correct, Your Honor. Mr. Kraus has indicated to me that he did make attempts to procure a driver's license during the term of his probation. Your Honor, frankly, we would ask for the opportunity for Mr. Kraus to get his $450 paid and potentially have this violation of probation dismissed. We would orally motion for a signature bond on this matter so that he could make those payments, and then it's the defense's position that he satisfied all probationary terms.
Okay, hold on one second.
Sure, Judge, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Kraus has also indicated to me that during the term of his probation, he was receiving extensive medical care while in the ICU, and he says that he did provide proof of that to his probation officer, Miss Angela Gilbert. Judge, in the alternative, if you would be willing, we would certainly resolve this case before the court on just a credit for time served and adjudicate. If that would make the court more comfortable, Mr. Kraus is happy to do either option.
How much time has he served? Because part of my problem is this VOP occurred in '23, and he has failed to appear for court a couple times between now and then, which has led him to where he's at today.
Okay. And I was in ICU once again for a flesh-eating virus, and I
Can
contacted.
you show me some medical records for that?
And that's what I applied for them in jail. And it says that they received them, but they thought it was for the jail purpose, and they wouldn't give them to me. And I was trying to get with this guy to let him know that I can show them to you within 24 hours.
We could certainly make efforts to procure those, Your Honor.
I can bring them back tomorrow.
Okay, can you get them that quick?
Probably not. There's no way I could get medical records that fast, Judge.
You said 24 hours, so that's why I was.
Well, I mean, if I was to get out and go to the hospital and get them myself.
If he were out, he could get them within 24 hours.
Did
but
you
I
say
certainly-
the jail medical has them?
They should. I applied for, now when I went into jail, they asked me if I would sign something for them to get release form from hospitals or doctors, whatever, because I have other issues with my health. And so while I was there, I asked for a medical release form, and I filled it out, and I turned it into the nurse, and she sent it.
Mr. Kraus, didn't you indicate that you provided proof of that to your
I did. I sent
to your
I sent-
probation officer?
I did.
So probation should have proof of that in his file?
When did you get arrested, sir?
The 9th of April. And I had one day in Walton County, because when I found out I had a violation.
Have you been in jail since the 9th of April?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everybody hold on. Yes, ma'am.
That was my main question, was how much time has he been incarcerated for?
I see some medical records, they go like, he went August the 10th, 2023 for abdominal pain, and then July 23rd, 2023 for adrenal hemorrhage.
Yes.
That was during the term of his probation, Judge.
Okay.
Adrenal gland.
Mr. Kraus, if you wanted to plead straight up, or admit the violation of probation straight up to the court today, the offer was 60 days, right?
Yes, Your
Yes, Judge.
You've been in over 30, so I would adjudicate and give you credit for time served on both the license and the FTA. I'm not gonna dismiss that, because it looks like you missed court a couple times.
Yeah, but I was in the hospital, and I can prove that. But
Well, if you don't wanna take my offer, I'm happy to pass your case for you.
Judge, would you be willing to give him a signature bond so that he can pay his remaining fines?
Any of those records from September of '24?
September 24th. I just see the 10th and July 23rd, both in 2023.
And
Judge, Mr. Kraus has indicated he would like to please straight up to the bench and accept the offer for credit for time served and adjudicate on these matters.
Okay. Is that anything from the state?
Other than the state would like to put it on the record that it's usually show proof of valid driver's license or eligibility. Not sure how we missed that one time, but
Well, 3 years ago, we'll give it a break.
30 years
Yeah,
ago.
and the reason being, because I was injured in an accident and, I was in ICU and wasn't able to work for quite some time.
Trying to look at where you were originally sentenced, I don't even see that, but I believe Mr. DeVete. So, sir, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Anthony Kendall Kraus, 32062.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand by entering this plea, you give up, or rather this admission,
Yes, ma'am.
you give up your right to a hearing where the state would have to prove that you were guilty? You're giving up your right to a hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and if for any reason you're in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation.
I'm married.
Okay? Do you need any more time to talk to Mr. DeVete?
I don't think so.
All right, and do the parties stipulate to a factual basis?
They do, Judge.
Sir, I will accept your admission and your plea as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty on each count and give you credit for time served. Upon release, you will have 90 days to pay a $50 violation of probation fee, $50 cost of prosecution, and $100 cost of defense. I will revoke and terminate the probation, waiving non-monetary requirements and sending any monetary requirements to collections. Now, Mr. Kraus, just a heads up.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are trying to obtain a license,
Yes, ma'am.
you cannot do it until you pay these court costs. So you're done with probation,
Okay.
but the DMV won't give you a license back until you pay your court
I
fine.
understand that.
So just a heads up. All right, thank you, sir.
Henry Madrigal. Mr. Madrigal?
Judge, Mr. Madrigal would like to plead not guilty.
Okay. Mr. Madrigal, I'll see you back on June 9th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Rohan McGowan. Or Rohan. Rohan McGowan.
Morning.
Judge, Mr. McGowan would plead not guilty, request the next court date.
Okay. Sir, I'll see you back on June 9th, okay?
Brian Smith.
Your Honor, this is Molly Yeski on behalf of Brian Smith in 25MM1500. Mr. Smith wishes to resolve his case today.
Okay, hi.
Hi, Your Honor.
He would like to plead no contest to the charges, which will be an adjudication of guilt, pay $270 in court costs, 30 days in the Okaloosa County Jail with credit for all time served.
And a $100 cost of defense?
Yes, thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, is that a state's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name and date of birth.
Brian Jeffrey Smith, April 17, 1965.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that by entering this plea, you give up your right to a trial where the state would have to prove that you are guilty?
I do, Your Honor.
And if for any reason you're in the country illegally, any plea could affect your immigration status to include deportation.
I do, Your Honor.
Have you had enough time to talk to your attorney?
I have.
And you're satisfied with her representation?
I am.
Did the party stipulate to a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, I will accept your plea of no contest as freely and voluntarily entered. I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 30 days in the county jail with credit for the time you've served. Upon release, you'll have 90 days to pay $270 in court costs and a $100 cost of defense. The deputy will need to take your prints, and you'll be good.
I needed
All right.
Shallow's fees. It's $622 with the $100 of $722.
622 for the assault on a law enforcement? Okay. So the court costs are actually $622. Does that change anything, sir?
No, yeah, I'm not needing to pay that.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's fine.
Okay, so 622 in court costs and a $100 cost of defense. I can't get 6, I can give you 4. Okay, so 120 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mark Stewart will be next, Mr. Smith, if you'll come over.
You're good.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you very much. God bless you. I'm going back to California.
Good morning. Mr. Stewart, you're with us today for a battery charge and a resisting. Is this the only case you have pending?
Yes.
Okay. The state's gonna make you an offer. If you wish to accept their offer, I can take your plea and you'll be done. If you don't want to accept it, that's fine. I'm happy to talk to you about whether you need me to appoint an attorney to help you out, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
What's the state's offer?
An adjudication of guilt, $622 in court costs, complete an anger management course, 11 months and 29 days on probation, no trespassing at break time, 65 Miracle Strip Parkway, Fort Walton Beach, and no contact with the victim.
And no contact with the victim, you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Break time, the gas station?
Yes, Judge.
I was beaten in the head with a box at that gas station, and the reason why I went to the hospital was to get my head checked out with a CAT scan.
Okay.
And the officer cuffed me at the hospital, and that's where the whole thing, and all I did was go like this, because I had had surgery on my wrist.
Okay,
And I
so
just,
why don't you do you need me to appoint an attorney for you?
I really would, I really would not like to waste the court's time anymore. I would really like to, I've been in jail for 21 days in this horrific place. I'm a real estate broker, and I came down here to get my real estate license, and I'm just trying to do good for myself. I don't really want to leave on probation.
Where are you from?
I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma originally, but I'm a real estate broker in Colorado, and so
Okay.
I came down here to pursue real estate, and certainly didn't.
You think you didn't like this?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Stewart, do you have any criminal history?
No.
Let me see.
Not true.
Well, look, I've taken
Hold
care
on,
of
Mr. Stewart, hold on. Ma'am?
everything.
Yes, criminal history in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
I've taken care of everything that has ever been required of me by any court.
Okay, so
And-
you do have criminal charges before.
And violent criminal history, Judge.
I'm not violent.
Okay. Do you
That-
need me to appoint an attorney, or would you like to hire one?
You can appoint one for me. I think that,
I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Your next court date with me will be June 9th. And then talk to your attorney between now and then. If they think a bond motion is appropriate, I'm happy to see you a little earlier to do a bond hearing, okay? Thank you.
is there any way that I can be let out on bond? I mean,
Not today. I think, I'm gonna assume a bond was set at first appearance.
I've been in there 3 weeks. I need to,
Hold on, let me look at your first appearance paperwork, okay?
is there a way
They
to,
did set a bond for you, sir. You have 1,000 cash or professional bonds, so $100 to a bondsman.
and I have no way to do it because I'm from out of town and the jail put me in there as homeless. And my parents have been trying to bond me out for a week and they can't bond me out because,
Well, let me tell you, Mr. Stewart, based on today, I'm not gonna do better than that. So if you wanna provide some information to your attorney and have a bond hearing at a later time, you can do that, but it's not gonna be today.
okay.
Thank you. Hi,
Samaria Jackson.
Miss Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
Get your name.
Judge, this is
You get that?
Ms. Mary Jackson for the court on 25 MM 1535.
Give me 2 seconds, I just gotta do it. Yes.
Judge, the alleged victim, Ms. Henderson, is actually present in court. If you would allow me to procure some testimony.
Sure. Ms. Jackson, if you could step over this way for me? And then, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Ms. Henderson?
Ms. Henderson, come on up, ma'am. Raise your right hand for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do you swear or affirm your testimony will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down, tell me your name and date of birth.
Teresa Henderson, 10/29/85.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. David has some questions for you, if you'll just,
Thank you for being here, Ms. Henderson. Is it your desire to pursue charges against Ms. Samaris Jackson?
No.
And is anybody forcing or coercing you into testifying?
No.
And you understand that if the state did dismiss this charge, that they couldn't bring it back later?
That's fine.
And would you have any objection to Ms. Jackson having her record expunged later?
No.
No further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
anything, wait, hold that thought. Anything from the state?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Is there any
Right.
announcement from the state?
Your Honor, based on the testimony given by the victim today, the state will go ahead and no process case.
All right, that case will be dismissed. Thank you so much.
Announcement from the,
I'm gonna guess they probably haven't gotten in touch with that person if, I'm gonna guess they probably haven't gotten in touch with that person if they're incarcerated. Okay. So just hear the offer and then ask me for an attorney. To the state,
An adjudication of guilt, 6 months probation, complete the anger management course, no contact with the victim, DeCarlos Jennings, complete a substance abuse evaluation and any recommended treatment, and $622 in court costs.
okay, so you've heard the state's offer. Would you like me to appoint an attorney?
Yes.
Okay. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender. You're gonna have to do that application and turn it in. But your next court date will be June 2nd. Get up with them before then. So if anything is gonna change, it can happen before then.
I'm sorry. Who do I need to contact?
That goes to the clerk at the end of the hall. And then Mr. David,
Ms. Henderson, like I explained to you briefly already, there will likely be a conflict that arises between our offices. You'll likely be represented by RCC. So once you're appointed to their case, I would recommend you reach out to their office, okay? Regional Conflict Counsel.
Not necessarily her, but that's there.
Okay.
thank you. You're good. Thank you.
Good luck, Ms. Henderson.
Y'all have a good day. All right, I think that is all I have. Y'all remind me, I want to say something before we're done, but let's finish the docket first. Marvin Bainbridge, failure to comply with the DPA. Anything on him?
No information, Your Honor.
How much is the DPA? 200, 37?
It'd be 200.
$200 cash bond, or KPS $200 cash. Joshua Bergeron, minor in possession.
First time up, no information, Your Honor.
What's today? Seriously,
27th? It's 2 weeks from now.
okay, May 27th. Tristan Bolich,
First time up, no information, Your Honor.
May 27th. Reese Bowen,
First time up, no information, Your Honor.
May 27th. Ethan Busby,
First time up, no information, Your Honor.
May 26th. Lexi Kerr,
First time up, no information, Your Honor.
May 27th. Adam Cassis.
No information, Your Honor.
Adam has a prior FTA in this charge and paid a cash bond, so this will be a KPS with no bond. All on a paraphernalia. Raymond Fair,
No information, Your Honor.
KPS, hold till first appearance. Abigail Fife,
First time up, no information, Your Honor.
May 27th. Grace Gidry,
First time up.
May 27th. Velma Hare,
No information.
KPS, hold till first appearance. Charlotte Hilliard,
There was a written plea, not guilty, it looks like, and the next date is 6/4.
6-4 for Ms. Hilliard. Nathan Houston,
No information, Your Honor.
KPS, hold till first appearance. Alexander Hyde,
DPA was filed, Your Honor.
Christian Geronimo Garcia,
No information, Your Honor.
KPS, hold till first appearance. Nathan Lawrence,
No information, Your Honor.
Capias, hotel first appearance. Valdemar Lopez Lopez.
No information.
Judge, I see on the
Oh, sorry, Austin.
website, so sorry.
My bad.
The jail's website indicates that he was released. The inference would be into ICE custody. Frankly, we would, I guess, ask for no capias to be issued, but if the court feels compelled to do so, I understand.
I'll go to June 9th for you to figure that out, and then if he doesn't show up, then I have to do what I gotta do.
Thank you, Judge.
Yaur Lopez.
Same analysis, Judge.
June 9th.
Thank you.
Moises Mendez Hernandez.
No information, Your Honor.
Capias, hotel first appearance. Felicia Ritter.
No information, Your Honor.
Capias, hotel first appearance. Marvin Rodriguez Gomez.
No information.
Capias, hotel first appearance. Corey Stokes.
Corey Stokes, was he?
Corey Stokes, that case was no process. The defendant showed proof of valid insurance.
Okay. Sandra Suazo.
DPA, Your Honor.
Ontario Thompson.
No information, Your Honor.
Capias, hotel first appearance. John Paul Valdez.
DPA, Your Honor.
And Jenna Winninger.
First time up, Your Honor, no information. Or no information, first time up.
527. Can the attorneys approach? Well, something a little crazy. All right, anything else?
I have one judge, Ethan Orion Glover.
Ethan Glover was a D6. He's a TR case, right?
Yes.
All right.
Happy to.
Your Honor, Mr. DeVito actually just, before you said that, offered that up in a different case.
Great minds think alike, Mr.